Before I came to Pine Cove, I've been raised in church, and I went every Sunday, and I never really doubted that there was a God, but I never really knew what it was like to have a personal relationship with Him.
I go to church with my parents.
Leave my Bible in the car just so next Sunday I can just pick it up from there and I wouldn't even have to think about it.
It wasn't really a decision that I made on my own.
I thought I was a Christian, but I really wasn't.
I had to do whatever I could to be good so that God would like me.
First year coming, I didn't really know who God was. I kind of pictured when you die, you're just gone. Just didn't have any kind of grasp of God at all.
And I would put on one coat and I would go hang out with this crowd of friends, and then whenever I was around my church friends, I would put on a different coat. I've always asked for forgiveness about my sins, and but there's always been that guilt that I've had.
I actually accepted Christ this year on July 4th, and I'm really excited about that.
We just talked for a long time, and I just talked about all the stuff that had been going on, and there's no more guilt anymore.
Drive up here and people are just absolutely insane. They're jumping around, screaming.
Right then and there, you realize that they are incredibly happy that you're there.
It gives you a wonderful impression that there is something huge at work at this place.
Everyone here pretty much is in love with God.
She's very close to Christ, and all the counselors here are. It seems that they're always happy.
They just love the Lord with a passion.
You can tell there's definitely no fakeness, They mean it. They really do want to get to know you.
They can sympathize with you, and they know what you're feeling and how they can help because they've had to deal with it before.
They always want to know about you, and they just seem to care so much.
It just makes you feel so comfortable because you know that you won't be judged, because what they're here for is to help us.
He really challenged us to get specific and deep down about our feelings and our reflections about God.
They help you to look at Scripture in ways that you never even thought you could.
And it gives you an example of what people who walk with Christ really look like. You're like, wow, I want to be like that. I want to have an awesome relationship with God.
I absolutely love Club.
Everyone joins together and worships the Lord.
You praise Him, and you're not embarrassed because everyone else is.
It lets you realize that you can have fun and still be praising God.
Just feel God's presence in that room.
You know that God is speaking through them, and oftentimes they really force you to think deeper about certain aspects of your Christian life. Like this week was about friendships and being real and even dating.
The way that they present God and worship and everything is so inviting.
Pine Cove really gives me a chance to spiritually sort of recharge and to really get back into the habit of having daily quiet times, regularly praising and worshiping God, and just really what it feels like to just live an entire week just full out for Him.
You know going into the week that you're going to leave changed. That sort of expectant atmosphere where everyone knows that they're here to grow really is probably the best thing about Pine Cove, knowing that though I'll have fun this week, I will walk away a changed person.
Then he asked everybody to bow their heads and pray, and I did, and I asked God to come in my life, and I wanted to trust Him and have faith in Him.
It means that the Lord's inside me now, and it means that my life has changed.
Pine Cove has taught me how to live a life on fire for God. It has taught me not only the basics but the really hard things too, how to be a disciplined Christian.
Whenever somebody gives us something that this camp has given me, now it's my job to go out somewhere else and have my own ministry to bless other people.